Hi guys, happy Friday. Oh, thank goodness. The weekend is almost here, just a couple hours away. And I am looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow so much. You just wake up in the morning and you're like, you have to convince yourself to get out of bed. Like, okay, you start to bargain with yourself. If I get up right now, I can take a nap in, 6 hours, right? Or if I get up right now, we're just one day away from sleeping in late. This time tomorrow, I can still be asleep. I had to bargain with myself this morning. I'm so sleepy. I don't know why. I'm just super sleepy. I think it's because this week has been full of so much excitement with the School of Magic beads coming out, and I'm working on the Maker Mystery that is coming out tomorrow night. I'm going to explain that to you guys here in just a minute. Stacia says I'm frozen. Darn it, Stacia, it's always you. How am I doing? Everybody else, how am I doing? Am I frozen to the rest of you? It looks like my connectivity is good. It wasn't yesterday, but it is looking pretty good today. Oh, Tony, that's okay. Happy birthday to your girls. Oh, sweet 16. That's a good one. That's always a good one. We've got a sweet 17 coming up here in just a couple weeks. How are you guys doing? Rosalinda, Suzanne, Stacia says I'm back. Yay, happy dance. Debbie's here. Hi, guys. Oh, so, like I was saying, I'm pooped. I'm really tired. By the time we get here on our Friday afternoons at 1 p.m. Eastern, I really am pretty worn out. Just so many things going on. And it's a good kind of worn out where I feel like I have accomplished a lot. Like from this time last week to today, I feel like I have really knocked out a bunch of things that I really needed to do. And there's only a couple more things I need to check off my list, and then I can kind of, relax a little bit, at least on Sunday, and clean up this mess. If you guys, it's so funny. Somebody yesterday said to me, your studio is so organized. And I was like, only the part you can see. Like, what you can't see is all the things that are in the floor. Like, I get a ton of packages, right? Like, all the time I get packages from Jesse James Beads, and then from other things, like I have to order materials so that I can do these projects with you guys. And a lot of times all of those things come in boxes, and then they just end up all over the floor. And I have like this little path to get through all of the boxes of supplies. It's absolutely insane. So I really kind of need to spend Sunday hopefully cleaning up this mess, but who knows if that'll actually happen, right? So what is coming up? Well, you guys, I got a couple of things that I want to touch base on. Hey Jane, hey Angie, how we doing? Miss Barbara, how are you? So first and foremost, Angie says she got multicolored wire and she loves it. I'm so glad. Is it not beautiful? I love the multicolored wire. So the first thing that I do want to mention is probably the most important, because this is the shortest amount of time we've got, okay? So the pre-sale for Destination North Pole, the holiday workshops that are going to be happening in December. You guys, today is the last day to get the pre-sale, and the pre-sale saves you $10. So after tonight, when the pre-sale goes off, starting tomorrow, you will have to pay the full price for that. So you will not get that extra $10 off. So if you are really considering doing that and coming and doing these holiday workshops with us, I really recommend taking that $10 off. I don't know about you guys, but $10 is a lot of money, and it makes a big difference. I know that, to the ultra rich, perhaps $10 is not much, but when you are saving your money, particularly around the holidays, every little penny counts, right? And so I definitely would take advantage of that. So you've got pre-sale. I actually posted on Sara Ellis Designs. There's a link there. You guys, that is an affiliate link. So I do make a small commission if you use my link. You don't have to, okay? You absolutely do not ever have to use my affiliate links for anything. But I just recently got set up with an affiliate link with Jesse James Beads. And so I will be posting from time to time, you know, showing off things. Like later today, I will have a link for the beads that we're going to use in our project, and that will be an affiliate link. I just want to be completely upfront with you guys about it, because you don't ever have to use my affiliate link, but if you do, just know that I make a small commission, and that commission goes to me ordering more supplies so that I can continue to do projects for you guys. Okay, so you're kind of investing in us when you use my affiliate link. But you don't have to do that. It's just a little extra to help keep things going smoothly for me. So, all right. What else? Oh, Maker Mystery. So those of you guys, oh, that's really good. That Sherry says she did the payment plan. I also wanted to mention that as well. So thank you for reminding me before I kind of scoot off of the topic of the Destination North Pole classes. So there is the option to do a payment plan for that. Let me click on that one because I forget what the cutoff date for that is. I believe it's at the end of this month. So the payment plan, you can do a 3-month payment plan instead of paying the upfront, you know, the full price for the classes. And the way that that would work would be, you would have, you know, your 3-month for the total of the cost broken down into 3 months, and then it would auto withdraw right from your account so that you can, sort of like a subscription service, but it's not really, it's just a way to pay for the Destination North Pole classes. So that's a really good option too if you are looking to save some money or you can't afford to pay for all of it up front. The payment plan is amazing. I love that Jesse James Beads has put that option together, but that's only good until the end of the month. Let's see, deadline to sign up with the 3-month payment plan is September 30th. So you only have until the rest of the day to get your $10 off, but the payment plan, you can continue to buy it until the 30th. And the reason is because there has to be, and obviously there has to be a cutoff in order for you to make all of the payments in time for the classes. So that's how, or that's why rather, there is a cutoff for that one on the end of September. What's the monthly cost? Let's see. It looks like it's $49.67. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to go over to the website and check it out, okay? Just to be sure. But it's nice to have that as an option, right? I mean, because if you want to participate, the summer camp classes were amazing. So, you know, I know we're going to have a blast with this one. All right, so what was the next thing I wanted to talk to you about? Maker Mystery. So I don't know if you guys remember, because it's been a minute since we have talked about the Maker Mystery series, but at the end of summer camp, we did a, thank you, Trisha. I think that is right. At the end of summer camp, we had a campfire tale, if you will, where I put together some stretch bracelets with a campfire killer strand that was made from Jesse James Beads to go specifically with our little campfire chat. And I told a campfire mystery. And that was when I really kind of started promoting and advertising that I will be doing Maker Mysteries on my YouTube channel. And our very first Maker Mystery is happening tomorrow night on my YouTube channel. If everything goes well, I've got my fingers crossed, okay, because there's a lot of editing that has to go into this, and it's some editing that I've never done before. I've never done voiceovers before, so it's a challenge, right? But once I get it figured out, it'll be no problem. It's just easier for me to do the voiceover than to like do the project at the same time. Okay, anyway, you don't need to know all those details. Just know that if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and do that. I can drop a link for that after the video right now. Just know that that YouTube channel has been sitting dormant for a while. There are projects there, but it has not been being kept up with, but that is all about to change. I'm going to start doing the Maker Mystery series. There will be 2 this month. So there will be one tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and then there will be another one right towards the end of the month. And then there are 2 more coming up in October. And in addition to those, there will be some beads that will go along with it. So you guys, I can't show you the whole mix because it's out of the package, but let me just show you what the project is, and then you'll have an idea of what is going to be in your kit. So for the very first Maker Mystery, I'm going to be creating this awesome necklace. Now, one of the very first things I want you to notice is that we are using a Lipstick Ranch pendant. Gorgeous, right? I'll have some links for Lipstick Ranch, you guys, because Kara, all of the things that she does are just amazing. And then there is going to be a bead mix. This is just some of the beads that is coming from Jessie James Beads to go in tandem with the series. Those beads will be released tomorrow. If you're signed up for the Jessie James Beads newsletter, you'll get to find out first as soon as the beads are released. I can tell you there are some Dakota stones in this mix. There are some really gorgeous, gorgeous stones. There are 2 different colorways, so you can do it in antique copper or you can do it in antique brass. It is really, really super awesome. And the project, though not hard, it's kind of like getting our feet wet with this whole Maker Mystery series. So I will be putting the project together. You'll watch my hands as I put the project together, and the voiceover will be me telling you a mystery. I cannot tell you what the mystery is going to be because I want that to kind of be a surprise, but I will tell you that it is a mystery from Russia. So I'm really looking forward to releasing that. It will be a YouTube video, so it will not be a live, right? You will be able to watch it over and over and over again to see the project, because obviously I'm not going to be talking about the project as I'm making it. You just watch that happen. So anyway, that's going to be happening. It should be uploaded tomorrow night on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will definitely post links for all of that so that you will not miss it. Something else about the YouTube channel, I have an ongoing list of things that you guys have asked me to do as projects. And I want you to know that I do have a list. Every time somebody sends me a project recommendation for our Facebook Lives or just a project in general that they would like to see, I put that into my list. It is impossible for me to get to all of those projects just here on our weekly Facebook Lives on Fridays. There's just no way. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to pull double duty, and I will be uploading in between the Maker Mystery series. I will be posting projects that were project requests from you guys as well. Fingers crossed, okay? Because my schedule, like, you guys, my plate's really full, but it's all things that I really want to do. So it's not like I'm like, oh gosh, I have so much to do. No, these are things that I really want to be able to accomplish. So I'm just checking them off as I go. And I'm really happy and excited to kind of get the YouTube channel back up and running and active again. So yes, Karen, I will send out notifications, and you will definitely be in the know when anything gets uploaded, and I'll post a link to that YouTube channel. Just don't judge me, you guys. That YouTube channel has been sitting there kind of dead for a while. I had been uploading our Facebook Lives to it, and then I just forget. That's like one of the last things that I ever think about doing, and I apologize for that. So there are some old projects there. Colleen says, you're my beautiful busy bee. Thank you, Colleen. I am a busy bee. I got a lot of things going on, you guys, but they are all really awesome things that I cannot wait to share with you guys. I would not be here doing any of this if it weren't for you. You make it worth it so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support and, you know, you just coming and hanging out with me. You guys have watched me eat weird candy. Like, we have a relationship now. We're tight now. You've watched me eat things. All right. Angie says you're not the only one. I need to get back to my channel too. Yes, everybody. You guys, if you have ever considered putting together a YouTube channel and making jewelry, I highly recommend doing it. It takes practice, but it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun, and I love to watch other people's videos. So just know that I'm watching what you're doing. All right, now, last but not least, you guys, definitely not least, is yesterday the School of Magic beads released for Jessie James Beads. And for those of you who are Harry Potter fans, you know exactly what that is in reference to. Those of you who are not Harry Potter fans, that's okay. Even if you don't like Harry Potter and that Harry Potter series, you are still going to find something in all of these mixes that you are going to love. There are 4 different colorways for all of the different houses that are represented. So there is a blue mix, there is a red mix, a green mix, and a yellow mix, and those all represent one of the Harry Potter houses, right? So again, I cannot tell you enough that if you, yeah, you've watched me eat awful things. I cannot tell you enough that if you don't like Harry Potter, you're still going to find a beautiful bead. Just for instance, look at this strand. Come on, you don't have to be a Harry Potter fan to know that that's a beautiful bead strand. Am I right? Just saying. So Stacia said, I thought it was a game. Wait, what? What are you talking about? You thought the School of Magic was you thought it was a game? Oh, that's so funny. They do play a game. They play a game called Quidditch up in the air. It's pretty cool. So we're going to use this strand. This is from the Brave Lion collection. And again, I'll post a link for that for you guys after the live. It will be an affiliate link. You don't have to use it, but if you're interested. So this represents the Gryffindor house. And so they're not all titled that in or on the website. Okay. You have to know these are inspired by, because we don't want to get in trouble with, you know, that whole thing. But they are definitely very, very much inspired, like, you know. So this is definitely the Gryffindor colors for the Gryffindor house, which is reds and golds. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've got the mix here as well. We're going to use some of these beads to create a fun necklace today. And then you will be able to see some more projects using some of the other sets next week on Maker Monday at 7 p.m. with Jesse James Beads. I will be using one of the mixes. I think I'm going to use the maybe the Hufflepuff mix, the yellow one. I'm not sure yet. I can't decide. They're all so beautiful. It's really hard to choose because I am definitely a Slytherin house all the way. I've always been a Slytherin house, but I really, really also identify with Ravenclaw because they are the creative types. I think we all kind of identify with them, and I love blue. So that's, you know, that's a really beautiful one. But I got to tell you, all four of the mixes are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There is something to love in all of them. And I was looking at the yellow one yesterday. I am not a yellow person at all. Let me see. Let me grab it for you. I'm not a yellow person, but I got to tell you, this strand and this mix like makes me really rethink my relationship with yellow. Look how pretty this strand is. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it also has like kind of a punk rock edge to it. Like it's almost a little badass. And I really, really like it. It would look beautiful just as a bracelet. It's so dang pretty. And then the mix with all of the gold in there and the black, I mean, it's just classy. I don't like yellow. So I'm really, really loving the way that one looks. And that's the way they all are. I'm telling you, they're all amazing. So definitely go over and check them out. See which one you find yourself drawn to the most. But I'm going to go ahead and warn you ahead of time. It is really hard to pick out. It is really, really, really hard to choose just one. I couldn't imagine like having to just select one and then having to walk away from the other one. So yeah, they're good stuff. So we're going to be using, like I said, we're going to be using the red and gold mix today. This is the one, it's called Brave Lion. It is inspired by the Gryffindor house. There are some mother of pearl beads that have lions on them. I'm going to show them to you. We're going to use one as our focal. We're also going to create like a little beaded tassel, and we're going to use part of the strand as the necklace. So this is not a hard project by any means, but you guys know I've said it a million times, hard things, making beautiful jewelry, it doesn't have to be hard. So I'm just hoping to inspire you today. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of wire wrapping and a little bit of stringing to put together something that is really, really beautiful, and I think you guys will enjoy. All right. Okay, so let's get down to it, shall we? Hi, Robin. Welcome in. I saw Miss Sara is here too. Hey, Sara. How we doing? All right. So let's take a little look here. You guys, I need to clean off my surface here. All right, so here's the strand. Oh, it's so pretty. You cannot tell me. Look at that. Okay, first of all, can we talk about how there are 5 boho beads in this? Let's count them, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's unheard of. That's absolutely unheard of. There are some big boys in here. These are the big glass faceted beads that are stunning. Like every time I get big boys, that's what they're called over on the Jesse James Beads website. Every time I get big boys, I save them. I hoard them like crazy. And then of course, you guys know I am like head over heels for this deep red color. Like I need everything in my life to be that color. Such a pretty strand. Okay, so here's the mix. And just take a look at these guys. So there are two of these. One of these is sitting over to the side. So just so you know, I have already pulled some of the beads from this mix. So there are some beads that are missing, but you still get a pretty good idea. Look at that. So this is a mother of pearl shell bead that has been printed. So these are exclusive to Jesse James Beads. You're not going to find these anywhere else. You're not going to go to a bead store and like find a whole strand of just these. That's not going to happen. These are exclusive. So there are also some little lion charms in here, which are super, super cute. Love that. There is the lightning bolt. So those of you who are familiar with the Harry Potter series, you know that Harry Potter has a scar right on his forehead, right? And of course he was in the Gryffindor house. And then there are even more of the boho beads. And guys, these are custom dyed and made in-house at Jesse James Beads. So these are super, super special beads. They're really, really beautiful. They have like gold and kind of flecks of lighter gold and tan in them. And then they also have like that kind of lustrous rainbow shimmer to them. Just really, really beautiful. There's a bubble bead with red crystals in it, and then there's some vintage check glass. Like it's just, and there's even another little lion. This one is side drilled. I love it. I love it. So this is, of course, just one of all of the ones that are available. This is the one we're going to use today, and then we're going to use another one next week, probably twice next week, maybe even 3 times. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I know that it would be cool to do a project for every single one of the houses. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But I am absolutely in love. Okay, so to get started with our project, what we're going to do is we're going to build our first component, which is going to be a beaded tassel. We're going to build this up in the middle, and I've already done part of this so that we're not sitting here forever while I do the whole beaded part, because I want to be sure that we get this project finished, and I want to give you lots of inspiration. So these are parts of our beaded tassel. We need one more of these little beaded chain sections to put together, and then we are going to attach these to our lion bead, and then we're going to break our strand apart and use part of that as our length. And then I've also pulled out some chain reaction just because I love chain reaction. If you don't want to use chain reaction, you could use faux suede lace. Really? Faux suede lace for the length portion of your necklace. It was a toss-up between the two. I think either one would look really beautiful, but I ultimately decided to go with the chain reaction. You're just going to need one piece of 22 gauge wire for this, which we're going to do here in the middle. For the rest of the little wire wrapping sections here, it's just going to be some eye pins and a head pin. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull out the little beads that we're going to use to do that. So we're going to use one of these beautiful red beads. There are cubes in this mix, which you guys know I love cube beads. So let me show you the two different sizes. So there's a large cube bead, and then there's a smaller cube bead in like a deeper red. That's the one that we're going to use for that. And then we're also going to use, let's see here. Where did my black bead go? So there's a little faceted, there it is. It was hiding from me. There's a little faceted glass bead. We're going to use that. So those are going to be the beads in our little dangle portion. We are also going to use these guys, which are really, really cool. We're going to use those not in the tassel part, but I am just going to go ahead and pull those out. And then I'm going to add these guys to our strand as well. Okay, so all of this, we're making a ton of bead stuff, and I still have a ton of this left over. So just to kind of give you an idea, like we're going to make a full-size necklace and we still have a ton left over. And this doesn't even include the silver silk and the soft flex wire that you can also get to go with this entire bundle here. So, I mean, it just keeps on giving, right? Okay, so let's get started. We're just going to put together one of these little beaded chain sections, and then we'll kind of build up our little center component here. So I'm just going to take a head pin and I'm going to thread on this bottom bead. Okay, and we're going to do a wrapped loop right on the top here. Let me grab my tools. Do you think the blue fairy silk would match the blue house? I'm pretty sure it would. I wouldn't swear to it, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, Sarah James could probably answer that question better than I can. Do you know the name of the blue fairy silk that you are referring to? Because there's a couple of, I think there's a couple of blues that are on the site right now. So I'm not really sure, Donna, but I can definitely find out for you. All right, so I'm just going to bend that wire 90 degrees and take those pliers away and bring in my round nose pliers. You can see I've got that selection there. And what? I've got that, did I say section or select? Like I was totally reading a comment and trying to talk at the same time. You guys know. I've got the little section here to put my round nose pliers up and over. My goodness. Okay, and then I need to roll the pliers out of the way so that I can take the wire on over to the other side. And then we are going to wire wrap in that little section, that little space, if you will. Okay, so we've got our wire wrapped loop right on top. And I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off the excess wire that we don't need. Okay, so this is our bottom bead, so he doesn't need a loop on the bottom. The rest of these are going to go on eye pins because we need to link them all together. Before I thread on my bead though, I like to go ahead and link it up. So I'm going to take an eye pin and I am going to just laterally kind of twist it open. Don't pull it apart. You just want to kind of walk it open. And I'm going to thread that on to the wrapped loop on the bead that we just took care of, and then I'm going to close that back. Okay, now we're ready to thread on our bead. We're going to thread on our dark red cube, and I'm going to do a wrapped loop. Now, if you want to do just a simple loop, because there is just a simple loop on the bottom, you absolutely can. I like to keep it mixed up so it doesn't bother me that there's a wrapped loop on one side and a simple loop on the other side. Okay. Taking the wire up and over the round nose pliers, roll that out of the way and take that on over to the other side. Okay, and now I'm going to do the wraps. Looks like there's enough room for 3. Okay, there are our 3 wraps, and we are going to first scoot this out of the way a little bit. And it's looking like it's not focusing. That's part of the reason I want to move that out of the way. I think that's a little bit better. Sorry, you guys. I wish that I had like a way to control the focus, but that's just, you're kind of at the mercy of the iPad when you do Facebook Lives. All right, so there is our little beaded section. We need one more bead for this, and then we are going to add some length to this by adding some jump rings. We don't need all of these. Okay, so again, I like to come in with my chain nose pliers, open up that bottom link and attach it before I thread on my bead. You don't have to do it that way. I just feel like I have more room to open and close that if I do it before I thread on my bead, right? I just don't like to risk maybe cracking the bead or scratching the bead or anything like that. So I try to make connections first. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the chain nose pliers, give it a bend. Jane says better. Good, I'm glad. The focus is such a struggle, and I have people that complain about it, and I really wish that everybody out there knew that I can't fix it. I wish that I could. I wish that there was something that I could do to make it better. The best thing I can do is try to move the background stuff out of the way, but even then I can't really, sometimes I can't even tell if it's out of focus myself until I go back and watch it. So I apologize, you guys, but that's just kind of the way it goes. So I'm just thankful that we have the the option to do Facebook Lives at all, right? Got to find the positive. All right, so there is our little beaded chain, and I'm going to add length to this, and I want you to kind of follow my thought pattern here. So for each one of these, on top of the beads, I've added 3 4mm jump rings. Okay, so 3 little tiny ones, and then a 6mm jump ring is going to be our connection jump ring. The reason is because I felt like when all of these were hanging together, the beads were kind of crowding each other out. So my answer to that was just to add some length here and drop the beads down quite a bit. So adding another bead to this really wouldn't have solved the problem. I just needed a little drop of length. So I went with the 4mm jump rings, and it also makes it a little bit, you know, longer, which I like, but it's really more than anything just to kind of add length from this thing so that the beads are not crowding each other out and everybody gets to be the star of the show. You know what I mean? Oh gosh, sorry. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I have my little 4mm, if I could pick them up, I have my 4mm beads. I've got 3 here. I'm gonna go ahead and open and thread that on, and then close that back, and then we're going to add a 6mm jump ring to the top of that and let that be our connection to our little twisted ring here. So if you want to know where it is that I got this, this was actually part of a piece of chain from Jesse James Beads. If you guys remember, or if you watch me on Jesse James Beads Facebook Lives, I did a project not too long ago using some chain from Jesse James Beads that had these really beautiful sunflower links in it. They were really, really big, and then there were like some infinity links, and in between those were these guys. And so I really like the look of the texture on this, so I pulled out 2 of these, but they came from a piece of chain. So I didn't like order them from somewhere in particular. They're just extra pieces of chain. I always save my extra pieces of chain because you never know when you're going to need them for something. All right, so I'm going to use 6mm jump ring, opening that up. I'm going to thread that onto the top of our last 4mm jump ring on this little section here, and then I'm going to thread that on to our little textured ring here and close that back. And now I'm going to attach the others. So I have 6 in total, okay? And keep in mind, like, even though I have 6 of these guys, there's still a ton of beads left in the mix. Like, this didn't even come close to making a dent in how many beads are in that mix. Like, it's always amazing to me how many beads there actually are in the mixes. Okay, so just hooking all of those on, and you can see how having that little section of jump rings is really keeping those beads from crowding each other out. It made a huge difference. It's too bad I can't pop in like a before picture so you could see what it looked like before I added the link, but I think it really, really made a huge difference in the way that this whole little beaded tassel thing, I guess that's kind of what it is it's sort of like a tassel, the way that it hangs. Those little jump rings just made a huge, huge difference. So just attaching all of these. Okay, and closing those back. Look how pretty that is all by itself. Like, I could just put that on a piece of chain reaction and be happy with it. That's so, so pretty. The colors are just beautiful. All right, so there's our little center section, and now we want to build like an actual little I guess a pendant out of it, if you will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of 22 gauge wire. I'm using gold color, and I've got about 5 inches here, and I'm going to wire wrap this guy directly to the that textured ring here. I'm going to put these guys on either side just because they're super cool. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a wrapped loop on this. So I'm going to come down on the wire about 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. Now, normally I make a really small, a 2mm loop. That's just kind of the standard for me. I like to make little tiny loops, but this textured ring is a little bit wider than a normal jump ring, right? You can see it's a little thicker. So I want to do a bigger loop. So I'm going to come back here towards the back of my round nose pliers and make a bigger loop. take that wire around, and before I do the wire wrapping, you can see how much bigger of a loop that makes. I'm going to go ahead and pop this on to this textured ring. Just slide those together. Okay. I do too, Jane. I really love it. Okay, now I'm going to hold on to that with my bent chain nose pliers so I can really get in there and do the, whoops, and do the wire wrapping. I love using my bent chain nose pliers for situations like this because the bend in them really keeps the barrel of the pliers out of the way. Okay, and then I'm just going to do about 3 wire wraps. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off the excess wire, right? And that's what we've got so far. Hi, Luna. Okay, now I'm going to thread on one of these gorgeous little decorative beads. I'm going to thread on our lion bead, and I'm going to thread on another one of those decorative beads. So that's what our pendant section is going to look. How cool is that, right? And I'm also going to wire wrap it directly to another one of these textured rings. Hi, Suzanne, that's okay. We forgive you. I hope everything's okay. All right, so coming in with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to bend that wire. And again, I want a bigger loop, so I'm coming back here towards the back of the round nose pliers, going up and over, rolling that out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to attach it to our little ring. And again, I need to come in with the bent chain nose pliers. Now this is a little bit trickier because I've got a lot of beads and other things kind of going on here. So getting in there and holding it is a little bit different, but let gravity work to your benefit and pull everything down and hold it with your left hand. And then you can really get in there to do those wire wraps. Okay. I was going to try for 4, but it looks like 3 is all I've got. So I'm going to come in here with my cutter tool. Let me straighten up my loop a little bit and trim that off. All right, now check it out. I love it. I love it. I think it would be just a really cool, like, I don't know. I could put this, I could see this on a keychain. I could see this hanging from my rearview mirror. I could wear this on just a piece of chain like it is, but oh, there are so many more beautiful beads that we can add to this. So let's do that. So here's the center section of our necklace, okay? And we are going to use parts, not all. Actually, this beautiful bead, unfortunately, is going to get left out. I tried to figure out a way to kind of incorporate it, but it just, like, this whole middle section started getting really, really long. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to save him for something else, but we are going to use the rest of the strand. So what we're going to do is we're going to use, I'm using some gold color bead stringing wire. Just going to trim some of that. And let's see, should I use a wire guardian today? I never use wire guardians. I don't think I will. I think I'll skip the wire guardian just because I don't feel like digging for it. Sarah says, Meepers, more beads. Yay! Absolutely. More is more. All right. So now I'm going to take piece of my bead stringing wire, and we're only using half of the strand, so half of it's going to go on the left and half of it's going to go on the right. So we are going to thread on our bead stringing wire, our crimp bead onto our bead stringing wire. Okay, and I'm going to take the tail end of it through our textured ring here and then back through our crimp tube. Okay, and then I'm going to pull all of that down. I'm going to leave myself a little wiggle in here. I don't want it to be super tight. Okay, we need movement in between there. And then I'm going to bring in my crimp tool. I'm going to use that back notch, the one that looks like macaroni. Make sure that those beads or the wires, your bead string and wire is not crisscrossing each other inside your crimp bead, and then give it a good squeeze. Okay, now you want to take that crimp and put it sideways in the front notch of the crimper tool and squeeze again, and that's just going to tidy up. You can come in with your cutter tool and trim off. Now we've got one side ready to go. And you know what? While I'm in the mood to do the whole little crimping thing, let's go ahead and add our other side too, just so that part will be ready. Okay, so we're just going to repeat this step. So we've got two of these coming off of our center little ring here. So again, taking my bead string and wire, taking a crimp tube, I'm going to thread it on to our textured ring. Is there colored wires to match these beads? What colors did you use? So there is colored wire. You mean like, does the multicolor wire match? Because the multicolored wires absolutely will match. There's a one of the multicolored wires is red, gold, and black, I think. It would look really beautiful with this. All right, so again, back notch of the crimper tool, making sure that those wires are not crossing inside the crimp. Give it a squeeze. And then just like that, okay, to squeeze it again in that front notch. And trim that off. Okay, so now we've got two pieces of bead stringing wire ready to add. No, like the beading wire here. So I'm just using the gold color from Beadalon. It's the 19 strand. It looks really beautiful with this. The soft flex wires over on Bead's website, they match. So yeah, they're really, and I believe they're two colors for each house, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so I'm gonna break apart the strand here, okay, and I'm gonna thread on half of my strand on one side, and I'm just gonna keep it in the same pattern. So I'm gonna thread on. There's a gnat that will not leave me alone. Go away, friend. Thank you. Kept trying to fly up my nose as I was talking. No, thank you. So I'm just keeping the pattern, okay, because they're already in such a gorgeous configuration. I want to keep them just like they are. This necklace is going to be so pretty. You guys, last night when I was putting this project together, the only part of this that I put together was this bottom section. So I haven't actually made the full necklace yet, so I get to be surprised. I know it's going to be amazing, but this is going to be my first experience seeing it completely put together as well. So I love it when I get to do it that way. Okay, there's another red bead and then this little spacer bead. Now, I can't put the big boho on here. Unfortunately, he's gonna get left out. I did, however, pull two of these gold color beads. There's one that's already on the end. So just to kind of even out, I pulled two of those from the mix. So I'm gonna thread that onto the end. Uh-oh, I was frozen. I hope I'm okay now, you guys. I'm so sorry. There's so many of you, don't leave. It usually unfreezes, I promise. Okay, so now I'm going to take my crimp, thread my crimp tube on, okay, and I'm going to thread on our 6mm jump ring, thread back through, okay, and now I'm going to take the tail end of my wire and I'm going to go through a couple of beads just to help. It really kind of helps when I go through a few beads so that I can really get some leverage on the bead string and wire. I can help make sure that that the wires are not crisscrossing inside the crimp bead. It's just easier for me personally. That's just a personal choice. If you're looking for tips for making crimping and the whole stringing situation a little bit easier on yourself, this is definitely one that I recommend. Okay. Pull everything together. Make sure you've got yourself a little bit of wiggle room there. You don't want to pull that crimp bead right up to the jump ring. Okay, back notch of the crimper tool, give it a squeeze. And then the front notch, side to side, and give it a squeeze. I didn't get a good squeeze on that one. I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to come in and trim off the tail of that wire. Some of you are not still frozen. That's good. So yesterday when I was watching the lives that were happening yesterday on Facebook, some of mine were getting frozen, and if I minimized the screen and then brought it back up, it would unfreeze it. I don't know if that will work for you guys, but it seemed to be working for me yesterday to do that. And I do want to mention that yesterday, Facebook was acting really unfriendly. It was not being very user-friendly yesterday. So I don't know if that's kind of bled over into today or not, but yesterday Facebook was giving us fits. Okay, I was about to string that on backwards. I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to, sorry, I was scrolling back to look at I was looking at the comments, you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just like stop in mid-sentence there. I was looking, I thought I saw a question. All right, so I'm going to just string on the other half of my strand, and this guy, he's just going up here. He'll be saved for something else. He's not forgotten. Just have to use him in another project. No bead left behind, just like the snacks. No snacks left behind. You guys, I don't have any snacks for this weekend for Facebook Live, so there's not going to be an unboxing and taste testing this weekend, but I will have some more soon, I promise. I did order some Mexican snacks, but they're Mexican candies that I already knew that I loved, so I can't really unbox those and eat those because part of the fun is watching me eat something that's really gross, and these are not really gross. I really love them, so it was more just for me because I just love snacks. But yeah, I needed some hard candy to have in here in between lives. I do so much talking with lives and Facebook and everything that I needed to have some hard candy on hand. All right, so that's the excuse I'm sticking with, you guys. No, I don't have a snack problem. Okay, so there is our second half of our strand. I'm going to thread on our crimp tube, and we're going to repeat our process. So thread that on, then we're going to take the tail through our 6mm jump ring, okay, and then back down through our bead, or our crimp tube rather, if I can get a hold of it. Come on now, there we go. Guys, I had a really weird dream last night. Maybe somebody out there can tell me what this means. I'm really into dream interpretation, but I hadn't had a chance today to look this one up. So I had this dream. You guys know I have three dogs, but the Chihuahua, she kind of lives in my daughter's room. But I have a golden retriever and a German Shepherd, and they are with me all day, every day. And so I had this dream last night that I was walking the German Shepherd and the golden retriever on a leash, and I was trying to carry all these bags. I had so many bags, and I was trying to keep their leashes from getting tangled, and I was walking through like the city. I don't even know where I was, but I was like trying to figure out where I was going, and I had all these bags, and the bags kept slipping down my arm, and I was having trouble holding on to the leash. It was stressful. So that was what my dream was. Somebody out there, what does that mean? It means I have too much going on, I guess. I don't know, but I don't feel like I have too much going on. Like in my waking life, I don't feel like stressed about things I have going on, but I don't know, maybe my subconscious is like, whoa, Nelly. All right, so, oh gosh, I can't get over how beautiful that is. Like, seriously pretty. Okay, so now we are going to add our chain reaction to this so that we have some length. And I picked kind of this like honey color chain reaction. It says gold chain reaction with like a honey color or amber color bead because I thought it would go really well. Look how pretty that's gonna look. So we're gonna use the chain reaction as the length. Robin says it means I need more snacks. Yes, that is the answer to everything. It just means I need more snacks. I love it. So I'm going to take the split ring off of the end of the chain reaction here, and then I'm going to separate my chain reaction into 2 pieces. And let's see here. So I like to trim this part so that I can start with 2 beads. Let's see. Kathleen says must not have been bags of beads or they wouldn't have been escaping. Exactly. All right, so now I'm going to attach my chain reaction to my jump rings here, and I haven't opened these jump rings yet, so I don't feel too guilty about opening them at this point. If you'll remember, we just looped our bead string wire through them, so they haven't technically been opened. So I don't like to open jump rings more times than I need to. It weakens them. So thread on the end of our chain reaction on one side, and then I'm going to thread on the chain reaction on the other side. And you know what? Because this is nice and long, I don't even think I'm going to add a clasp to this. You can though, you absolutely can, but I'm going to keep mine just one continuous piece of chain reaction so that it is nice and long. I know I can get this over my head. There's plenty of length here. You guys, that's gorgeous. Like, that's even more beautiful than I imagined it was gonna be. I gotta grab a bust so I can put this on it so you guys can see it. Unfortunately, the bust I have right here is really a short one, so we're not gonna get the full effect of like the whole length of this, but we'll get a good idea of what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys around. Maybe, if I actually push the button. I say that and I try to push the button and then I end up not doing it, and you guys end up looking at the other side of the room here. Okay. Oh, I love it, so pretty. Okay, so it is a bit longer and I'm like pulling. You can see I've got some of the length of the chain back there because it is so long. But I love a good, really long tassel necklace. Like that's my jam. I'm a huge fan. So, gosh, look how pretty that turned out. I'm telling you, you guys, this bead collection is amazing. Somebody is calling my phone. Let me turn that off. Stop buzzing me. Thank you. That's annoying. But yeah, so there you go. Gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty. It has everything to do with those beads. I'm telling you, this is definitely a Gryffindor necklace if I ever saw one. And like, I was telling Sarah this the other day, I need scarves for every house. You know, like a good winter scarf. I need a good, like a Gryffindor scarf to wear with this one. And then a scarf for all the other houses as well, so that I can mix and match with my house colors. And yeah, gosh, that's so pretty. I'm so glad that it turned out so well. Like, I knew what it was going to look like in my mind, but to see it completely come to fruition is like, wow, gosh, that's a pretty necklace. So there you go. There you go. It was a pretty one. And it was not hard, right? We only did a little bit of wire wrapping. Now, I only did one of those little chain sections, and there are a total of 6. So that part is probably going to take a little bit of time. But other than that, the whole rest of it could be put together really, really quickly with not a whole lot going on here. There was a little bit of wire wrapping. If you don't want to do wrapped loops, you could do the simple loops, and then just some simple stringing with some bead stringing wire and a couple of crimps, and then just attach your chain. If you don't want to use chain reaction or chain for the length, you definitely could use some faux suede lace. You could use a fairy silk. You could use sari ribbon. You could use actual ribbon, like just a regular satin ribbon in like gold would be beautiful with that, right? I love lots of texture, so I like to kind of mix things around. So play around with your pieces. Does not have to be hard, right? We've got a gorgeous, I'm going to show it again because it's just so darn pretty. But we've got a gorgeous necklace here, and it wasn't like we did crazy, insane techniques with this. We didn't. We absolutely didn't. We just did some simple stringing and just some simple loops or wire wrapped loops. And you know, that's all it takes to make the most amazing pieces ever. This is definitely a statement piece that I would put on like the outer edge of my booth at a craft show to kind of draw people in. This is definitely an eye-catching piece. And definitely one where a lot of times I wear my own jewelry when I go out. Haven't been out in a million years, but used to. And one day again, when we do get to go out and have normal life, this is a piece that I would wear out that other people would stop me and ask me about. And I've sold jewelry right off of my body. This would be one of those pieces, I can guarantee you. So I hope I've inspired you. I hope that, you know, you have taken a look at the new School of Magic collection. Guys, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. The silver silk. Oh, completely forgot. Instead of the chain reaction, you could use the silver silk that goes with it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think to grab the silver silk. Maybe I will add some silver silk to it here in a little bit. I don't know. It looks so good. All right, guys, I did see a question that asked about the, what chain reaction I picked out. So I think there's a chain reaction bundle over on Jesse James Beads, and you also get 3 chain reaction in the Magical Mystery Bead boxes. I just have a stash, like from the Magical Mystery Bead boxes and from previous orders and things where I just have some that I grabbed for. I just grabbed this kind of honey color. It's like that amber, and then the little link that's in it is this little twist. But I gotta tell you, there's a million chain reactions that would work with this. So if you can't find this exact one, there's another one that will go, I promise. I've got one in my stash that came in a Magical Mystery Bead box that was red that would look really good with this too. So all right, guys, that's it for our project today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that I have inspired you. Guys, do not forget to go over and check out the beads. I will take a pretty picture of this necklace and post it, and I will drop a little link, an affiliate link that you're welcome to use, but you don't have to, okay? Do make a small commission from that. So I'm just being completely honest with you. If you use my link, I say thank you, but you don't have to. More importantly, I want you to get over there and grab those beads and take advantage of the pre-sale for the Destination North Pole. If you have not done that yet, you only have until the end of the day to get the $10 off for that. So don't wait. Don't wait. You want to pre-order now, right? That $10 is going to make a big difference. Did you pull it off its card? There's a number on it. I did pull it off its card. 6457 says chain reaction number 3. And I don't know how long I've had this one, so just so you know. But the item number for it was 6457. Okay. All right, so that's it. I know I already said that, but I'm gonna say it again because I mean, I'm Southern and it takes us forever to say goodbye. Have you noticed that? Like, we say goodbye like 6 times before we actually leave. That's kind of how I am with Facebook Lives too. Totally a Southern thing. So 3rd time's charm. That's it for me, you guys. Don't forget about tomorrow's Maker Mystery. That is coming out. I will post links. You will not miss it, I promise. I will post links to the YouTube. I will post links to the bead mix. I'll have links for all of it, so you will not miss it. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and enjoy some of the old projects that have been sitting there for like ever, right? All right, have a great rest of the day. You guys enjoy your weekend. Have an amazing one, and I will see you guys again next week with some more fun projects. Bye, guys. Love you.